Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Fireant Fishing. This is going to be episode number 3 of the budget build 1436 boat Patrick's that we're doing. Just to do a recap of what we went over in episode 2. We did the demo on the boat. That didn't take very long. We went to the store. We got a 1/2-inch piece of plywood. We've already did the tracing from the template that Jake brought us from his 1436. So we're going to cut that out. We're going to go ahead and take the measurements off of all these 2x4s. The only thing right now that we're planning on doing differently is instead of having this one lay like this, we're going to have it laying vertically. That way we can install the recessed foot pedal up in this area. So that's where we're at right now. We're going to go ahead and get started. Just right on
20 3/4. 20 3/4. 28.5.
Alright, so we got all the wood cut. Took 2 full 10-foot 2x4s to cut all this and a few feet off of another one. So in reality, you'd only need 2 10-foot 2x4s, and then one you could get away with like an 8-foot one, save a little bit of money.
We 43.5 inches is all we needed off of the third one, so you could have a 4-foot piece and be fine.
Nice.
We'll get a level before we actually mount it in here, but it fits. That's all we were doing is test fit. I actually may take these and bevel these back edges on here. Just cut them like this so they'll fit in there.
Yeah,
because we're having a little bit of pressure of it pushing out on the boat right here.
It's really tight right here.
Yeah. So cool. It fits. It's good. Onto the back piece.
That'll actually look good when you carpet it.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
That's
What we did here, we temporarily screwed the deck of the boat to the frame. We used 4 screws just to temporarily hold it in place so we could measure where we're gonna cut the deck lid out from. These are 2x4s, which are really 1 3/4. So we trace this on this side, and this side. This one, it's gonna come all the way to the front, so we don't have to add any extra right here. But on these 3 sides, we're gonna add 1 inch to what we cut out.
to what we traced.
To what we traced. So we're gonna add 1 inch to this, 1 inch to this, and 1 inch to this. Once we cut this out, we're then gonna take a 1/4 inch off of that hatch of the piece that we cut out from right here. What that's gonna do is let the deck lid land midway here It's gonna land solid here and it's gonna land solid here, and this one is already gonna be over this, so all of your structural support, you'll be able to stand on it. It's not gonna push through, because if you just cut this out and put the hinges on it, the only thing that would be holding it is the latch and the hinge, and that's small screws in that, and it's gonna fail.
So this way, everything's gonna be sitting and structured on the frame. We added 2 more pieces of 2x4 right here because we traced out the foot pedal for the front trolling motor, and that's what's going to be recessed. So in order to recess it and still have like a lot of room, as much room as possible on the deck, we added these 2x4s, and we're just going to end up cutting out that inner piece.
And we'll put a piece of plywood on the bottom here. So this is the underside. There'll be a piece of plywood that covers this right here. So the trolling motor, the foot control will actually mount to the piece of plywood that's right here that will be supported by this. The carpet will just run down over the sides. Exactly. And it'll be good to go and look nice and clean. And it
won't, because that was the other thing we were worried about, is if we didn't do that and we cut this whole entire piece out, these corners would have been showing. So, right. And that would have been ugly, and carpet wouldn't even cover that, because those are pretty big.
Right.
So
we thought about just taking the joist hangers off, and you could do that if you didn't mind having such an open hole in the front, but I wanted to have just enough for the foot pedal to function properly, and have other sides on the deck, because also we're gonna have the Bigfoot switch, or whatever you want to call it. There's different brand name ones, but the switch to control the rear trolling motor will be mounted somewhere up here in the front of the boat. I'm also, eventually, we're gonna pre-wire it for a fish finder. I don't have that right now. That'll come down the road. And then also for some nav lights. So we wanted to leave some room for cabling and things like that up underneath there. So this gives us a little bit of extra wiggle room with that, and I'm really excited about the recessed trolling motor mount. When it's sitting flush like that, the foot pedal, it's gonna sit about a 1/4 inch above this. It's gonna fit in there very nice, like a glove, if you will.
Alright guys, well that finishes episode 3 of the budget build. This is all we have time to do for tonight, but I think we're at a really good stopping point. We got the frame figured out for the front. The back we haven't done yet. All the wood's cut though, so that's good.
Well, the frame's cut, we haven't cut the plywood yet.
Right, for the back.
We had to add a few things, but everything turned out really good. I'm very happy with where we're at. I mean, especially for what we work on this for 3 hours, less than 3 hours today. We got a lot done. All
the screws that we're using so far have all been wood screws that Patrick's had, so we haven't spent any money on those. Yep. We did go buy the oil-based enamel today, which was 20 bucks.
We got oil-based enamel, that was 20 bucks. We got the sheet metal, or I'm sorry, not the sheet metal screws, the self-tapping screws to go into the sheet metal on the boat. We got those, that was $10 for the box of those.
Yep. And the brushes were what, $6?
$6 for a pack of cheap brushes.
6 brushes or something?
You can't get the paint, this oil-based enamel. Don't use a good brush on it. Yeah. It's not coming out.
Not worth
Unless
it.
Maybe you're a painter and you know something I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't do it for a living, so.
But anyways,
y'all let me know if you know a trick.
That's all we're gonna do for the night. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.